moi, mais c'est pas artificiel.
Sit down.
Let me sit down.
Thanks very much to all the supporters for coming down here. Thanks to the press for turning up. We've got a couple of people who've been in the court this morning to say a few words to you. And now, I'll just say one thing about this court decision, and it's this: that there are two absolutely, unchallengeably true facts about British politics. There are two absolutely, unchallengeably true facts about British politics at the moment. One is that there was a party in Downing Street on the 18th of December, and the other is that you can't accept the assurances of the United States government in the case of Julian Assange, as the judges seem to have done today. But to tell you more about what's been happening, first of all, I'm going to ask Craig Murray, who's been following this case from the very beginning, to say a few words.
Thank you. Well, today's judgment was a partial victory in that the judge found that on the medical evidence and on the evidence of conditions in American jails, the magistrate had made the correct decision in refusing to extradite Julian Assange. However, they said, based purely on diplomatic assurances from the United States and a diplomatic note, that they accepted the word of the United States government as to the conditions in which Julian would be held. And they said that this is because they were solemn assurances from a state. Well, of course, these are solemn assurances from the state whose war crimes and murder of civilians were exposed by Julian Assange. You cannot accept these kinds of assurances from the government of the United States. And the government of the United States has broken precisely these kind of assurances in other legal cases for which there are a series of judgments at the European Court of Human Rights which were ignored by this court. So this is one stage in the legal battle which will go on. The other point, of course, is that so far these appeal hearings have only been on the subjects against which the United States government was appealing. The aspects of the original judgment against which the Assange team intend to appeal have yet to be heard, and those are freedom of speech. Those are the right not to be extradited on political motivation. Those are the fact that the extradition treaty with the United States specifically rules out political extradition. And we have the fact that Julian Assange is in prison for revealing to the world heinous war crimes, and that none of those who committed the war crimes is in jail. That is still the position here today. Of course, we are slightly disappointed. It is very, very difficult to get a fair hearing from the justice system in the United Kingdom in anything which cuts across the perceived interest of the security state, be it the UK or the United States. But this is a stage in the struggle, and the legal battle and the political battle will continue. Thank you very much.
very much, Craig. And now Stella Morris, Julian Assange's fiancée and an extraordinary campaigner in her own right, is going to give you her impressions of what happened today in court. Stella.
Hi everyone, and thank you for coming. I want to emphasize that the High Court accepted all the medical evidence and the conclusions of the magistrate that if Julian is extradited and placed under extreme conditions of isolation, it will drive him to take his own life. That extradition is oppressive. Yet the High Court decided against Julian on this occasion on the basis of political assurances, non-assurances that the US has given to the UK government. I say non-assurances. Amnesty International says non-assurances. Amnesty International has analyzed these assurances and has said that they are inherently unreliable. They incorporate the possibility of breaking those assurances in their very wording. Today, it's been almost a year since I stood outside court with our victory of the blocking of the extradition. For the past year, 2 years and a half, Julian has remained in Belmarsh prison, and in fact, he has been detained since the 7th of December 2010 in one form or another, 11 years. For how long can this go on? Today is International Human Rights Day. What a shame, how cynical to have this decision on this day, to have one of the foremost publisher, journalist of the past 50 years in a UK prison, accused of publishing the truth about war crimes, about CIA kill teams. And in fact, every time we have a hearing, we know more about the abusive nature, the criminal nature of this case. Julian exposed the crimes of CIA torturers, of CIA killers, and now we know that those CIA killers were planning to kill him too. How can this court, how can these courts approve an extradition request under these conditions? How can they accept an extradition to the country that plotted to kill Julian, that plotted to kill a publisher because of what he published? This goes to the fundamentals of press freedom and of democracy. We will fight. Every generation has an epic fight to fight, and this is ours, because Julian represents the fundamentals of what it means to live in a free society, of what it means to have press freedom, of what it means for journalists to do their jobs without being afraid of spending the rest of their lives in prison. The UK imprisons journalists. They're imprisoning Julian on behalf of a foreign power which is taking an abusive, vindictive prosecution against a journalist, and this is what it's about. I urge everyone to come together and fight for Julian. Julian represents all our liberties and all our rights.
Thank you, Sarah.
But this won't be the last time that we're outside a court of justice. The legal process is not exhausted. There will be another appeal. We will fight on. We will challenge the decision that the assurances of your kidnappers and would-be assassins are not worth the paper they're printed on. Fight goes on.
Thank you. Free Julian Assange.
Julian, amigo, el pueblo está contigo.
seek to appeal to the Supreme Court on this decision.
We are with you 100%.